The fact that Tom Jones is in his 80s is already common knowledge, and there have been numerous reports regarding his health. You must have wondered what the legend has planned for his enormous riches, especially considering the troubled connection he has with one of his sons. Although it is believed that some of these rumors are not true, you did wonder what he has planned for his fortune. Let's get down to business. There are allegations that Tom passed out while performing in Budapest, and you have probably heard about it. He expressed his denial of the report and stated that he was experiencing difficulties with his throat, which was the reason why the event was canceled. To tell you the truth, to this day, the legend continues to live on. The argument could even be made that he is actually becoming more powerful as he gets older. It is true that he only recently announced the dates of his tour in North America for the year 2024, and fans were quite excited about it. Exactly why won't they be? Tom has been astonishment to people all over the world with his remarkable performances for a number of years. Because of his charm and stage appearance, he became a worldwide phenomenon, which resulted in his gaining a large number of admirers and sold-out gigs. His voice has the ability to move a great number of people, and he is a wonderful singer. By taking a more in-depth look at Tom's life, we comprehend that there is a great deal more about the individual that we were not aware of. It is evident that Tom has achieved a great deal of accomplishment throughout the course of his lengthy existence. Who was this man who managed to win the affection of millions of people, yet ultimately lost the people who meant the most to him? The beginning of Tom's voyage began in Pontypridd, Wales, a mining town, with his parents, Frida Jones and Thomas Woodward. Coal mining had a significant impact on the culture of the community, which was defined by the town's working-class population. Through his employment as a coal miner, Tom's father was able to provide for his family with whatever money he was able to earn at the time. In spite of the fact that this family was of the working class, the children of this family were brought up to be aware of the rich mixture of English and Welsh ancestry that they possessed, which not only instilled confidence in them, but also helped them feel about themselves. Tom's ability to sing was something that he could easily be proud of because of this reason. He began his singing career at a young age. On a regular basis, he would sing in the choir at his school, as well as at family events and weddings. However, Tom, who was just 12 years old at the time, suddenly encountered a significant health problem that threatened to cut him off from music. The fight against tuberculosis that Tom had to endure lasted for over 2 years. He recalled the occurrence, and at the time I was recuperating in bed for 2 years. That was the most difficult period of my life. Tom, on the other hand, was able to exploit this terrible circumstance to his advantage. Around this time, he discovered that music was a source of solace for him, and he began to train his voice to become something absolutely amazing. He was able to discover the voice that would eventually lead to people falling in love with him. But before his music career could take off, Tom, who was only 16 years old at the time, tied the knot with Melinda Rosalinda Trenchard, the lady he had been dating since high school. Her age was the same as mine. It was because she became pregnant that they decided to get married at a young age. Their son Mark was born not long after the wedding took place. For the purpose of providing for his small family, Tom worked a variety of professions, including working in the construction industry and in a glove factory. Over the course of his employment, Tom's passion for music remained undisturbed by the conditions of his life. The year 1963 marked the beginning of his career as the lead singer for a Welsh beat group known as Tommy Scott and the Senators. It was a pleasure to listen to his voice, which is frequently characterized as a baritone that is both powerful and deep. It was Tom himself who stated that when he was younger, his voice was a tenor. Within a short period of time, he continued, Tom's band had established a solid local fan base and excellent reputation in South Wales. The following year, they collaborated with producer Joe Meek to record a number of songs, and he attempted to sign them to a record label after hearing their work. However, the songs did not achieve all that much success. Peter Sullivan, a producer for Decca Records, made the discovery of the group while they were performing at a club later that year. Additionally, he introduced them to Phil Solomon, the manager of the company. Nevertheless, their partnership was limited and did not result in any significant chances at the time. South Wales venues continued to host performances by the ensemble throughout the year. At this time, Tom was introduced to Gordon Mills, who would later become his manager and arrange for him to move to London, places in the music industry where Mills was employed. Mills made the decision to nickname him Tom Jones in order to capitalize on the success of the film of the same name by the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. Tom was successful in securing a recording contract with Decca Records with the assistance of Mills. The publication of his debut single, Chills and Fever, proved unsuccessful in garnering attention for the artist. Nevertheless, his subsequent single, titled It's Not Unusual, became a worldwide hit, in part because of the extensive advertising that was provided by the pirate radio station Radio Caroline, which is located offshore. 1965 was a pivotal year in Tom's life. In the course of the British invasion, he was recognized as one of the most prominent figures. His popular song, It's Not Unusual, which he released at the beginning of that year, climbed to the top of the charts in the United Kingdom and entered the top 10 in the United States, so bringing him worldwide recognition. An unforgettable first contact with Elvis Presley occurred for him at Paramount Studios in Hollywood, where he was working as a film crew. He was approaching Elvis from a film set when he saw him. Tom's song With These Hands was performed by him. A deep bond between the two music superstars was established as a result of this meeting. Tom was able to acquire opportunities to perform theme songs for major films thanks to the efforts of his manager, Mills, throughout the course of the year. Among these were the James Bond movie Thunderball and the song What's New Pussycat, which was composed by Burt Bacharach and Hal David. When Tom first heard about What's New Pussycat, he was full of reservations. Whenever he was approached for the first time, he couldn't help but wonder, why do they want me to sing this? Bacharach, on the other hand, was able to persuade him by mentioning that they required a powerful voice such as his in order to infuse the eccentric song with vitality. After Tom's approval, the song went on to become an enduring classic. It was in 1966 when Tom was awarded the Grammy for Best New Artist, which cemented his position as a rising star in the music industry. The Sugar Rush, on the other hand, appeared to have reached its peak. The initial popularity that Tom enjoyed began to decline. Mills rebuilt his image as a response to the criticism. This tactic was successful, and Tom was able to regain his position at the top of the charts. It was at this time that he achieved a number of significant successes, such as the songs I'll Never Fall in Love Again, I'm Coming Home, and Delilah, all of which established themselves as timeless classics. These songs helped him maintain his popularity as a significant worldwide celebrity by reaching the top of the charts in both the United Kingdom and the United States. At the Flamingo Hotel, Tom gave his first performance in Las Vegas during his tenure there. The dynamic performances he gave and the daring stage style he wore, which frequently included shirts with the buttons undone and pants that were too tight, were a defining characteristic of his act. His decision to concentrate more on live performances in clubs rather than producing new music evolved over the course of time. Moreover, Las Vegas turned become a frequent destination for him, and he continued to play there for at least 1 week every year, up until the 2010s. Over the course of the 1970s, Tom went on tour with the female singing groups Quiet Elegance and The Blossoms, who served as his backing vocalists through their performances. Over the course of this period, he released a number of singles that became hits, including She's a Lady, The Young New Mexican Puppeteer, as well as Till Themselves. Nevertheless, by the middle of the 1970s, his popularity had begun to diminish once more. He made a huge comeback in 1976 with the song Say You'll Stay Until Tomorrow, which became a #1 success on the country chart in the United States. Despite this, he enjoyed a significant resurgence. Tom decided to try his hand at acting in addition to his career in music. David Winters was the director of the television program that featured him in the London Bridge special. Jennifer O'Neill was his co-star in the documentary. Due to the fact that it would enable him to continue working on television without being bound to the requirements of a regular series, Jones agreed to participate in the project. Later on, Tom made his debut as an actor in the television movie Pleasure Cove, which was broadcast on ABC. In this film, he portrayed the role of Raymond Gordon, a charming con artist who was staying at a tropical vacation resort. The movie was supposed to be a pilot for a new series, but the project was not taken up, which left him and his co-stars, including Constance Forsland, Tanya Roberts, and David Hasselhoff, feeling a little bit of disappointment. However, not too much longer after that, Tom appeared as a guest star in an episode of the television series Fantasy Island. In the episode, he played the role of an accountant who fantasizes about being Dick Turpin, a notorious English highwayman. Tom made his comeback to the music charts not long after the release of the song A Boy From Nowhere, which peaked at #2 in the United Kingdom. At that point, he worked along with the band Art of Noise to create a cover of the song Kiss by Prince. This rendition of Kiss was a huge success and was adored in both the United States of America and the United Kingdom. A number of music stations, including MTV and VH1, broadcast the music video for Kiss on a regular basis due to its widespread popularity. A greater number of people became aware of the song as a result of the success of the music video, which also earned it the MTV Video Music Award for Breakthrough Video. Tom's career saw a rebirth as a result of this success, as he continued to appeal to both his longtime fans and new audiences with his energizing style and collaborations. There was a time when Tom Jones was simultaneously appearing in a tremendously popular international television variety program called This Is Tom Jones. This was happening at the same time as he was recording songs and starring in movies. According to reports, the show, which was produced by Associated Television, brought in $9 million for him over the course of its 3-year run. His popularity increased all over the world as a result of the fact that it was broadcast on ITV in the United Kingdom and ABC in the United States. Even more impressively, his work on the show garnered him a nomination for a Golden Globe in the category of Best Actor in the 1970s. In later years, during the early 1980s, he was the host of a second variety show that was called Tom Jones. This continued for a total of 24 episodes and was produced in Vancouver, Canada. The television work that Tom accomplished was a crucial factor in establishing his position as a global performer, yet it was not without its own set of challenges. There were legal difficulties surrounding the rights that CF International had to later works by Tom, which led to continuous challenges regarding the ownership and distribution of his material from this time period. Tom persisted in spite of this difficulty. In the year 1989, he was honored with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Tom collaborated with Van Morrison on the album Carrying a Torch, which was released by Dover Records after he had achieved that enormous success. In addition, Tom's rendition of Morrison's title track is included on the CD. The album was partially recorded at Townhouse Studios in London, and Morrison was responsible for writing and producing 4 of the songs that were included on the album. Tom had his debut performance at the renowned Glastonbury Festival in the United Kingdom the following year, marking a significant turning point in his professional career. He made appearances as himself in 2 well-known American television sitcoms in the year 1993. The Simpsons and The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air are 2 examples. It was in the same year that Tom secured a recording contract with Interscope Records and released the debut single from the album How to Swing It, which featured the smash tune If I Only Knew for the first time. At the MTV Europe Music Awards, where Tom also served as the host, he gave a live performance of the song, which ultimately reached the 11th spot on the charts in the United Kingdom. Tom made his comeback to the film industry by starring as himself in the science fiction comedy picture Mars Attacks, which was directed by Tim Burton. The song You Can Leave Your Hat On by Randy Newman was also covered by him for the movie The Full Monty, which he also wrote and recorded. After that, in 1999, he published an album titled Reload, which was a compilation of duets with a variety of singers. Some of the artists featured on the album were The Cardigans, Natalie Imbruglia, Cyrus Matthews, Van Morrison, Moose T, Portishead, Stereophonics, and Robbie Williams. Across the globe, the album sold more than 4 million copies and topped the charts in the United Kingdom. It was 5 singles from Reload that made it into the top 40 in the UK. In the early 2000s, one of the most popular singles, titled Sex Bomb, was published. It went on to become the album's most successful single, reaching number 3 on the singles list in the United Kingdom. Due to the fact that they demonstrated Tom's sustained success in the music industry and broadened his visibility in television and popular culture, these accomplishments represented a very significant moment in Tom's career. He received the honor of being named an Officer of the Order of the British Empire as a reward for his achievements. This is to commemorate the commencement of the new millennium. Bill Clinton, who was serving as President of the United States at the time, extended an invitation to him to play at the New Year's Eve celebrations that were held in Washington, District of Columbia. In the same year, Tom was honored with a number of accolades for his musical compositions, one of which was the Brit Award for Best British Male Artist. In addition to that, he was selected to be the voice of Australia's National Rugby League, and he sang in a commercial to promote the upcoming season. Almost immediately, Tom released the album Mr. Jones, which was produced by Wyclef Jean, a rapper who is of Haitian and American descent. In the United Kingdom, the album and its debut single titled Tom Jones International both achieved success in the top 40 chart. Tom was presented with the Brit Award for Outstanding Contribution to Music the following year, which was given in recognition of his long-lasting effect in the music industry. Tom traveled back to his birthplace of Pontypridd, where he was born and raised, in order to conduct a concert at Innisang Herod Park in honor of his forthcoming 65th birthday. At the concert, which was attended by around 20,000 people altogether, was the first time in almost 40 years that he had performed in Pontypridd. In the same year, the BBC stated that Tom had amassed a fortune of more than £150 million, making him the wealthiest entertainer in Wales than any other individual. Despite this, Tom continued to compose music. Together with the Australian pop singer John Farnham, he collaborated with Tom Jones to create a live album by the name of John Farnham and Tom Jones, which was released in concert. Stoned in Love is a dance single that was designed by Tom in collaboration with Chicane, an electronic music artist, and released the following year. This peaked at number 7 on the singles chart in the United Kingdom. Even though Tom was already a member of the Order of the British Empire, Queen Elizabeth II presented him with a knighthood in 2006 at Buckingham Palace in recognition of his contributions to the field of music. Tom showed his happiness after obtaining his knighthood by saying, "When you first come into show business and get a hit record, it is the beginning of something." Tom was honored with this honor. "Everything just keeps getting better as time goes on. This is the most valuable thing I have ever possessed. This is a fantastic feeling, a feeling that is quite heady." During the concert for Diana, which was held at Wembley Stadium and was a tribute concert in honor of Princess Diana, Sir Tom Jones gave a performance a few months following the event. He was joined on stage by Joe Perry of Aerosmith and Joss Stone, a soul singer, and the three of them played some of Sir Tom's own compositions and songs by other artists. Even when he was getting closer to his 70th birthday, Sir Tom continued to put on more than 200 shows every year. His new record, titled 24 Hours, was the subject of a globe tour that he embarked on. In the process of arriving at this conclusion at the time, he stated, "The fire is still in me. To avoid being an oldie but to be a goodie. My goal is to be a worthy contender." And not long after that, he was honored with a spot in the prestigious Parade Hall of Fame. In honor of this achievement, he achieved the highest position on the music charts in the United Kingdom for the third time in his career with a rendition of Islands in the Stream, which he performed alongside Ruth Jones, Rob Brown, and other artists.